Hello, my people. We're gonna be talking today a little bit about Moon Knight and how some leaks could reveal a major new Marvel superhero team. You might have heard this on the internet already, so it might not be coming from me first, but we know we just got a new trailer, so you might tight and see what we're gonna be talking about in just a moment on Beyond the Natural podcast. All right, so we are back, and we got a wonderful show for you guys today. As I mentioned to you already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment or review, however you are listening or watching right now. You want to be able to get all of the episodes that roll out week to week. We're trying to do better by getting more consistent. But with that much said, let's talk about some consistency because Marvel is doing some consistent things, giving us what we so hope for. We hope for like great things coming from Marvel all the times as Marvel fans. And here we hear on the street about potential making of a major new Marvel superhero team. And you might be familiar with it. And it's going to be led by this protagonist of the Moon Knight series that is set to be coming real soon. The first trailer, as we know, didn't really give us anything. No connections at all. It didn't seem like this movie could put us with the rest of the Marvel universe and help us to even understand why Moon Knight, why now, other than the fact that our protagonist does suffer from a dissociated identity disorder, which I can identify with as someone who suffers from borderline personality disorder. And he has these powers that come from an Egyptian god. He's a unique hero that's appearing in the MCU. So why would they bring this guy out of anywhere? Well, we know Feige is always up to something, Mr. Feige. So what he's up to? It's a possibility, especially after seeing another trailer and just word on the street how these leaks get out here. Anyhow, we know that we got a lot of detectives that's on the job diving and pouring into the MCU archives and storylines and just spilling the tea. So Moon Knight is one of the several heroes that's rumored to be part of the Marvel Studios Midnight Suns. Get that right? So who are the Midnight Suns, you might ask? The Midnight Suns, and that's a real good question if you're thinking it the same way I was thinking it, because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm familiar with the characters that make up the Midnight Suns, but this is the first time I really ran into it because I, for one, have to get caught up on a lot of comic book reading. But this is why movie fanatics like myself, who gets into the Marvel movies, can quite easily catch on and after doing some research beyond just the movie, you come to draw two and two together. This group fights supernatural threats, something that's totally different, right? So it is a need. There's a need for this type of group in the MCU. It would make sense, and why not lead it with a protagonist like Moon Knight, okay, who's got his own series. So this guy is a big deal. But when you think about the other characters that make up the Midnight Suns, you got Blade, which that makes a ton of sense because we see Blade in a couple cameos, and he definitely has been just showing up very quietly in the MCU, making his way in for his big movie. Once I can definitely see how they're gonna utilize Blade a lot and how it really fits. The Punisher makes a lot of sense. If we seen Kingpin, why not bring out the Punisher too, right? We seen Kingpin and Hawkeye, and it would be crazy for us not to see a character like the Punisher to appear maybe in this movie, who knows? Or maybe it might pop up in Doctor Strange. Speaking of Doctor Strange, he's also part of this group known as the Midnight Suns. So a lot going on with Doctor Strange, we know. And being that he's got to put the multiverse back together and figure that all out, that mystery, he's gonna need a little bit of help, more than just the regular adventures. Because yeah, we're diving into some supernatural stuff and dealing with a nexus being like Scarlet Witch. I'm pretty sure he would need to call on people like Ghost Rider for one. So Ghost Rider is another member that has been a part of the Midnight Suns over the years and continues to be rumored leading up to Phase 4 as they plan to do Young Adventures. It makes even more sense to bring together a version of the Midnight Suns in the MCU because we need someone to fight those supernatural villains. Okay, and what actually comes to filtration and what they're going to actually do, it seems very possible. I don't think this series is just going to be a one-off thing. I think it's definitely going to give us a preview of what Feige's up to. It's even been reported that Blade is going to make a surprise cameo in Moon Knight, and that series will enter the feature Dracula in a prominent role or set a villain for future MCU appearances. So we're going to need more villains. It almost feels like we run out of villains, but the MCU got a lot of characters to pull from and play around with, and that's great. So is Moon Knight the bigger question? The bigger question that we got to ask ourselves tonight: is he the newest Avenger of what? Because obviously, if he got some type of connection, find some way to have some type of connection with Doctor Strange, that would very easily, be a way for him to be recruited into the Avengers, which would be another form of the Avengers, which the West Coast Avengers, as we know, he was a member of the West Coast Avengers. He has been a member of the Secret Avengers, even the Marvel Knights, the Defenders, the Heroes for Hire. So this guy, he's been jumping around from team to team to team, and it'd be really cool if he become an integral new member of the MCU Avengers, and so that we can see more Moon Knight. Because just from the trailers, this looks pretty cool. But keep in mind, with other characters like Blade, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider said to be coming to the MCU soon, it's going to be likely that we might get that Midnight Suns like team that's going to be assembling in the coming years, if not sooner. If a team does like that does emerge in the MCU, Moon Knight's going to be a part of it. So will you be a part of it, though, to catch Moon Knight premiering Wednesday, March 30th on Disney Plus? I know I will, as an MCU fanatic and all that good stuff. So that's all I got for you. This is the Beyond the Natural Show. Remember, if it isn't natural, it must be beyond the natural. Real experiences, real stories. I'm out. Until next time.